Hi there everyone, and welcome to Nature's Sunshine UK's latest presentation on joint health. My name is Emma Whitnall and I'm going to be taking you through some brilliant information today. So let's take a look at the musculoskeletal system of the body, which is of course incredibly important because without all of these constituents we wouldn't be able to move around. Our musculoskeletal system is essentially the shell which encases a lot of our vital organs, and it's what gets us from A to B. And of course it's comprised of bones, of muscles, of ligaments, which actually join our bones together, and of tendons, which are very important because without these we wouldn't be able to get any movement from our bones by contracting muscles. So whenever we contract a muscle, that pulls on a tendon, which pulls on a bone to create movement. And then of course our joints themselves, which is where two bones will articulate together, so that's space between two bones. And within the joint itself we have certain tissues such as cartilage and of course synovial fluids and other tissues which help to protect the joint itself and to cushion the joint so that we don't get bone on bone rubbing. So our musculoskeletal system is incredibly comprehensive. There's a lot of tissues that make up the musculoskeletal system, and very, very important to look after as we get older. And obviously the more active we are as well, the more of a beating, if you like, the musculoskeletal system will get. So let's now take a look specifically at bone health, because without them bones we would literally have a sinewy mess of just muscle and nothing to give structure to our body itself. And what's key to know about bones is that despite how they may look, on television or in anatomy books, they are in fact very live, very dynamic tissues. So although we see, we associate skeletons quite often with death, with, dead matter, because that's essentially what a skeleton would resemble. But actually when the bones are in a live, functioning body, they are very, very dynamic tissues. So the cells of our bones are constantly rejuvenating and repairing, and there's a big blood supply that goes to our bones as well. Of course, when bones break, they heal, so of course they must have to have a blood supply. So there's a lot of activity going on within our bones, and we kind of forget that, because we don't see them like that on a daily basis. So really important to understand that our bones take a bit of a battering over a lifetime. They get broken in certain situations, they get bumped and bruised, they have to deal with a lot of impact. Every time we walk and run and fall over and things, that there's a lot of impact going through, and these bones have to be really, really strong to withstand a lot of that impact. And a lot of stress people place on their skeletal system through their postures and the different sports they choose to play. So and our skeletal system is such a robust system, but we do forget that it needs a little bit of TLC every now and then, and it certainly, like every other system in the body, relies very heavily on key nutrients and key nutrition. So two of the absolutely essential nutrients for healthy bones within the body are calcium and magnesium. And calcium and magnesium really do work very synergistically to keep our bones strong and healthy. Calcium on its own, however, is probably the mineral that I guess makes up the most density within bones, and so it's really important for the strength and integrity of your teeth as well as all other bones in your body. But in particular your long bones, such as the bones in your legs, like the femur, tibia and fibula, and of course the bones in your arms as well, the humerus, the radius and the ulna. And these bones are very susceptible to losing mineral density, particularly as we get older, particularly in women as well, because mineral density of bones relies very heavily on the balance of estrogens, female hormones. And also, with regards to the quality of someone's diet, can certainly make a difference in terms of how dense their bones remain over the course of a lifetime. If somebody's diet is quite acidic, therefore the interstitial fluids surrounding our cells in the body can become quite acidic. And if this is the case, our body tries to balance or buffer that acidity by drawing down calcium and other minerals from stored areas in the body, particularly bones, to help buffer the fluid pH levels in our body. So if you keep yourself healthy and well nourished throughout a lifetime, you eat a diet that's very well balanced and wholesome and it's not too acidic, then you are going to be much more likely to keep your bones really strong, and therefore less likely to go on to develop things like osteopenia, which can lead into osteoporosis, which is the thinning of our bones where they become really brittle and very weak and obviously can break easily. So it's not just bone health, but calcium is also really important in many other physiological processes within the body. It plays a role in keeping our heart and other muscles contracting properly. It plays a role in healthy blood clotting and also aids in digestion. Now, we've already talked about how calcium can be stolen from the bones and other areas in the body if there are deficiencies within the blood system. So we really need to keep our calcium levels coming in at really good amounts. Through leafy green vegetables are a brilliant source of calcium, but for a lot of people they do need to supplement with this mineral. Now, magnesium is an absolutely essential nutrient, not just for the skeletal system, not just to keep our bones healthy, but again for all other systems in the body. Magnesium is what I like to call a blanket nutrient, and that's because it plays a role in a huge array, over 300 in fact, biochemical processes within the body, such as helping to reduce tiredness and fatigue, aiding in a balanced heart rhythm, helping to support healthy sleep patterns, as well as healthy metabolism of our carbohydrates and our fats and our proteins. Now, these days, a lot of people show signs of insufficiency and deficiency in magnesium because it is linked in so many different processes in the body. We get symptomology such as anxiety and stress and restlessness and irritability. These can be symptoms that the body's not getting enough magnesium. Even abnormal heart rhythm, blood pressure issues, cognitive issues, and in particular energy issues are really tied into magnesium insufficiencies within the body. Because it's used in so many different processes, it can be quite easy to draw down and lose a lot of magnesium. We lose it through sweat, we lose it when we're stressed, so very easy to get lower levels. So again, very important for people to get magnesium in on a regular daily basis. And Nature's Sunshine have an amazing calcium and magnesium product, and this is a perfectly balanced synergistic combination of not only calcium and magnesium but other minerals needed really to keep our bone structures very strong and very healthy. Calcium magnesium provides 400 milligrams of calcium and 200 milligrams of magnesium per 2 tablets, as well as the phosphorus, zinc, copper, and boron, which we know tie into keeping that calcium in the bones for as much as it possibly can. Another incredibly key ingredient in calcium magnesium is, of course, vitamin D. It comes in the form of vitamin D3, and this is incredibly crucial to have in conjunction with calcium because vitamin D, we know, plays a role in the uptake of calcium, the absorption and the utilization of calcium within the body. So for really strong, healthy bones, particularly this product is important for postmenopausal women, for anyone that has susceptibility to fractures, or anyone that is just generally going through a fracture repair and they need to give their body a little bit extra nutrition to help with the repair and recovery of their bones, then this is a brilliant product. Not only is calcium magnesium full of the right minerals to get your bones really healthy and strong, these minerals come in a constitution of raw extracts from fruits and vegetables and other herbs such as broccoli, beetroot, rosemary, turmeric, a lot of these high phytonutrient, phytochemical foods which also give a lot of support and integrity and nourishment to our skeletal system. The Synapro concentrate, which is trademarked by Nature's Sunshine, is absolutely amazing, because what it does is it simulates these nutrients coming into the body in the form of a food state or a food product. The body recognizes supplements better if they look more like a food than a supplement, if that makes any sense. So coming in the form of the Synapro concentrate means that your body is going to get the nutrition a lot better from these supplements and absorb them and utilize them better than in a synthetic version. Now, vitamin D we've mentioned just now, and it's a really key nutrient to understand. It's actually now being looked at more like a hormone than a vitamin because of the range of things that it does in the body. So we call it the sunshine vitamin because, of course, it is naturally made in the body when we're exposed to sunlight. But of course, we have to get enough sunlight, and we have to get regular amounts of it to produce good levels of vitamin D. So we need vitamin D to help keep our bones strong and healthy, obviously, because of how it ties in with the use of calcium within the body. But it also plays a role in immune function and controlling normal inflammation response, in mood balance, in muscle function, and of course hormone balance as well. Now, Public Health England tells us that vitamin D is really important for older people in particular, and this is likely because they are obviously more susceptible to things like osteoporosis and bone fractures, and they're also less likely to be sort of getting out and about into sunshine in summer months. So probably staying indoors a little bit more will put them more at risk of vitamin D deficiency. People with darker skin do require more vitamin D as well. Anyone with darker pigments in their skin, anyone who's pregnant or breastfeeding, again needs good levels of vitamin D. So it is recommended now that pregnant and breastfeeding women continue to supplement with something like a prenatal product which will have vitamin D in it. So there are some sort of studies to show that there are deficiencies within the UK in vitamin D, and that's not really surprising considering we don't necessarily get a lot of sunshine, and particularly in our winter months. Unfortunately, the sun's generally too low in the sky anyway to give good levels of the sunlight that will stimulate vitamin D production within our body. So taking a supplement during winter is incredibly important, and if you are susceptible to bone issues, if you have osteoporosis history in your family or anything like that, then I would highly recommend you get on a vitamin D supplement as well as calcium magnesium. So another product I would love to introduce you to now is Skeletal Strength, and this sort of ties in with the vitamin D because this product also contains really good levels of vitamin D. Now, Skeletal Strength is essentially, you could think of this as a multivitamin for the structural system. So not only does it provide the minerals that are contained within the calcium magnesium product as well, such as obviously your magnesium, your calcium, your zinc, your phosphorus, your boron, and all of the key nutrients or key minerals for bone strength. This product is really genius because it also covers the nutrients needed to nourish and support the entire musculoskeletal system. So not only bones, but muscle support, ligament support, tendons, even our skin as well, which is another connective tissue, all require good levels of these nutrients going into the body. So not only have we got the minerals, we've got a couple of added vitamins in there as well, and of course, like any good Nature's Sunshine product, a range of other herbs which work synergistically with the minerals and vitamins that are in the product. So in addition to the minerals, we have vitamin C, which is really essential for the formation of collagen within the body. Collagen is obviously a connective tissue which makes up a huge part of ligaments and muscle and tendons and skin as well. And it's also really important to support, to act as an antioxidant to support our cartilage and other soft tissues and protect them from any free radical damage. And vitamin A is also incredibly important. It works very has a very, very important role to play in the immune system. Now we know whenever there is injury or damage to any musculoskeletal tissue, then the immune system certainly comes in as a way to try and heal and start to stimulate healing of that tissue. So an inflammatory response is essentially the workings of the immune system, and any kind of inflammation in the body needs to be kept in check, and like anything, there needs to be a sense of balance within the body here. So vitamin A is very important in helping to create a balanced immune system, therefore a balanced response to injury and damage within the body. Not only that, vitamin A also helps to support skin function and other membranes within the body, particularly those of our eyes, very important for vision as well. So in summary, to kind of condense what we've mentioned today about joint health, there are three really key products we're talking about here. And if we were to summarize what each of these would be specifically utilized for, Everflex is very important for joint health itself. So to look after and protect the tissues within the joint capsule. So any tissue that sits between two bones generally gets supported and helped with the Everflex product. Calcium, magnesium, really crucial for bone health. So in particular, anyone that's had a fracture or broken bones, or anyone who has thinning or brittle bones, or has been diagnosed with osteoporosis, then certainly calcium magnesium would be one of my products of choice. And then we have Skeletal Strength, which is going to be really good for bones as well, but in particular our soft tissues, our muscles, our ligaments, our tendons. So I hope you've enjoyed that presentation on joint health, and we certainly look forward to seeing you again on the next webinar.